Hello and welcome to Soundtrack Creations Artist Spotlight. With us today, we have our longtime collaborator and friend, Mike Carr. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing across the pond?
Extremely good and improving all the time on this beautiful Saturday morning.
I love
So,
it.
so today we're going to talk about Sign of the Times. That is a really great single that we've collaborated on remotely. It's been a lot of fun. Tell us a bit about the single, about the process.
Well, I had written Sign of the Times maybe about 6 or 7 years ago. The merge towards technology, um, seeing the young kids that couldn't take a phone out of their hand. And that was where the lyrical content came from. The process with me with writing a song's somewhat strange. I'm not an artist who just sits down and writes something. Typically, I'll have like a guitar riff pop in my head and I'll just keep playing it over and over and over. And then I'll start putting down different pieces of the song with, I'll create some kind of drum backing track with Superior Drummer. And I just start laying the song out. And then something has to inspire me to write lyrics. And as I was watching all of these things happening in society, it reminded me of this old Black Sabbath song called Computer God. Ronnie James Dio sang that. And it was kind of prophetic about what he was looking at the future being.
hmm
So that
When,
kind of
when,
in
when, when was that song written?
90 or 91.
Okay.
So that's what kind of drove me to this newer version of that song and kind of commenting on what was happening in society. Black Sabbath is one of my biggest inspirations, and that's what Black Sabbath did. They wrote songs that was commentary about what was happening in society, whether
hmm
that was the Vietnam War or witchcraft or whatever. So that's kind of how the song was born. I've had a long time collaboration with Vinny Appice, who is the was the second drummer of Black Sabbath under the Dio era. He did play for a brief stint in the '90s with Ozzy Sabbath, and then they came back together as Heaven and Hell in the early 2000s. I've been bringing Vinny to Cincinnati for 5 or 6 years at this point, where he'll come and we'll play like a Black Sabbath show, and we just do a whole bunch of Sabbath. It's a lot of fun. But the way that relationship started is I had asked him to play drums on another song we collaborated on, Dark Things.
hmm
And that's what started this relationship and friendship with Vinny. And when I sent him this song, he thought, "Wow, that's really good." So he was really happy to record drums on it. Then that's when you came into the picture. I said, "I've got all these tracks. I've got this really complex song. What can we do with it?" And I'm really happy with how it turned out.
I am too. It's been a lot of fun. So I want to solo the riff that the whole thing started from. Is it this riff? And that's a very cool riff. That's very powerful.
That riff kind of was the second the dun 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 is kind of a slowed down version of the Sabbath song Into the Void. It's kind of very similar
hmm
to how it's kind of droning on that E. I think I'm tuned down on this song, maybe to D, but that's kind of where that came from. The intro riff, I maybe kind of a nod to the planets, maybe.
Hmm.
But I wanted something for that intro that was just quick, kind of evil sounding, setting up this very dystopian view of what was going to come in the song.
Hmm. Very cool. And you mentioned you mentioned Vinny. Let's have a little listen. Let's solo the drums. Got a lot of swagger in his play, doesn't he?
He's a pocket player for sure.
Yeah.
He's always just a little bit behind the beat.
It's beautiful. Let's have a little listen to what he did in the chorus. I really like the way that sits there. Some really beautiful in the pocket playing there.
The thing that's so fun about Vinny's playing, and it's also chaotic, is he never plays the same thing, plays it the same way twice. It's always different.
You know, one wants to keep himself interested.
Absolutely.
So, who played bass on this?
A friend of mine named Steve Stratton, we call him Captain Beardface because he's got a big beard. But when I bring Vinny here to town to do the Sabbath show, Steve always plays bass for that. He plays just like Geezer Butler, so he's kind of the perfect guy to play bass for these songs that I write.
Let's have a little listen. Has a really powerful growl, doesn't it?
It does, and the thing that I like about his playing that I loved about Geezer's playing is he never just plays what the guitar is playing. There's always some kind of counterpoint happening in the bass guitar part,
Hmm.
which I love.
Yeah, I think that, it kind of holds the songs, kind of holds the foundation of the song, right? The bass holds
Hmm.
the kind of it's the basement uh kind of level of the song, and the whole song sits on that. So if you don't have a strong bass, I think it's very difficult to manifest a powerful rock song.
I agree.
Let's toggle between the guide mix that you sent us and the mix that we actually ended up with.
Your mind is broken in its mind. Someone show them the way. It's a sign of the times. Will we make it past today?
When we're playing the riff, Vinny throws the beat off time at the second half of the riff. This was so hard to keep the guitar part going.
It takes musicians that have really got their chops to pull that kind of thing off.
Yeah, when he sent that back and the first time I heard it and was trying to recut the guitar parts to his playing, I thought, man, this is really weird and hard, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's the kind of thing that, you know, moves away from the kind of, you know, cliche straight drumming and adds a bit of ear candy. Fantastic. The video that you created for this, was again a very strong piece of social commentary, I felt.
Yes, you know, that was right around the time that AI video was really starting to get good. And I had experimented with it the year before when we did the song Stargazer. And I just inserted these little AI clips into the song to break up us playing through the video. And I wanted to try and make an entire cinematic music video with AI, which this song's what, 6 or 7 minutes long, so it's almost
it's an epic.
Yeah, it's almost a mini movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted this kind of black and white dystopian, really washed out kind of view with the video, and I literally just tried to paint a picture of what the lyrics were saying, so people could have an idea of what I was talking about. When I tried the first version of the video, I was actually finding news clips and actually what I had watched when I had written the song. I was using those things in the video, and I said I want to take it past this. I want it to be its own entity, not directly connected to the social commentary, but connected to it.
Let's watch a little bit of the video.
We pray to devices, a new God that advises that connection is the way. As things start to spiral, the violence is viral, judgment's just a like away. The meaning.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun, and you know, as we were kind of listening to the two there, you know, to me that shows something pretty cool to me, because we've been working together for about 10 years at this point, and I've learned a lot from you, and the mix I sent you really wasn't bad,
No.
but it shows the difference of going between a guy working at home to actually doing something professional and knocking it out of the park. And that's the reason I've kept coming back to you over the years, is you find a way to take what I do and elevate it times 10, 20, even with this song, it was times 100.
Very kind of you to say.
And that's the thing I love about it, and that's the thing I'd want to convey to other musicians. I spent nearly 15 years trying to do it all myself. And you can't be objective when you're listening to your own music. I can mix somebody else and do a pretty good job of it. But when it comes to mixing myself, I can't listen with that objective, critical ear, because I'm always too critical of myself. And that's why it's so important.
True. Very, very true.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important, if you really want to do something and do something great, that's why you need to invest in your music and pay somebody to do it that really knows what they're doing and is an industry level professional.
Exactly. So to those of you out there that are want to push your song one step further and get it release ready, send your tracks over. Links in the bio, and I'd love to mix and master your songs as well. Mike, thank you so much for today. This has been, as always, a pleasure, and looking forward to the next one.
I can't wait. It's coming.
Thank you very much.
Take care.